played there before.
Mhm.
What's it like?
Um,
Championship game.
it's exciting because I grew up in Georgia. I always wanted to play in the Dome and been able to play there a lot in my college career. Just I feeling like it's a great feeling for me.
John kind of talking about, or maybe OJ was talking about how it almost feels like home. You've been there so often.
Mhm.
Is that the kind of general consensus around locker room that you know where you're going to do when you get into the Georgia Dome?
Yeah, it feels like home because we played there so many times in the recent years, and we just know we have to go there and just play like we always do.
Is there something special about the fact it's the last year that they're having to build a new one or tearing that one down?
Yeah, this pretty significant, you could say, because last year we could play in it, and I kind of wish we could have played in the new one too before I got out of here.
But Florida's offense impresses you.
Their skill position players are great players. Their running backs run hard. The wide receivers are quick. Some of the most explosive wide receivers we've seen in the whole season, and they just have playmakers on their offense.
When you watch film, does it? I mean, and then maybe look at the stats. They don't. It seems like they don't necessarily even out. Because obviously Florida's offense struggled a lot in the statistical categories.
Mm-hmm.
But does that surprise you when you see how little production they've had? But they've obviously got playmakers all over the field.
Sometimes it be like that because sometimes you just in some games you don't get the stats you want, but you also work hard. And watching film, you see that they have hard workers on their offense and they're hungry just like we are. And so we can't just let the film make up our mind that they're not going to play good. So we have to make sure that we go out there with a level-headed mind and respect them like any other team, so we can play to our standard on defense.
The fact that you're a senior, I mean, you find yourself kind of relishing games and moments and anything anymore than maybe prior years?
It feels almost like any other year for me. It is my last year, but I'm enjoying it with my teammates just like I would any other year.
What do you see from film from on Appleby, the quarterback?
I seen that most of the time they like to stay in the pocket, and some teams have trouble kind of collapsing the pocket the way they want to, and I feel just we have to collapse the pocket to get effective more throughout the whole game.
Is it exciting to face a quarterback who just stays in the pocket, knowing all you gotta do is collapse the pocket?
It's exciting because we have good DBs. We could hold the wide receivers covered more for longer, so we can have more time to pass rush, and just have the opportunity to pass rush more in the game, and have a longer time to get to the quarterback is pretty exciting for the whole front seven.
Would you count collapsing the pocket as a strength of this defense?
I would say so because if we don't get a sack, we're going to get pressures and we're going to try to get our hands up to bet the ball down just to get in the quarterback's head.
Speaking of that, you almost you knocked one down Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have visions of a touchdown in your mind when you saw that ball in the air?
I did, but when I tipped the ball first, I didn't know where it went. I didn't know if it went behind me, and then I saw it at the last second, but I saw it too late.
Looked like when we were watching it, we thought that you had that vision where you were kind of running after it. It was in reach, but it was a little further out for you.
Yeah, it was a little further than I thought it was.
You guys haven't given up a touchdown in a month. A lot of people have talked about that. Have you had a chance to think about that, and what does it mean to y'all?
We really haven't thought about it. I didn't know until yesterday when somebody told me, but when we get on defense, we just go out there, and the standard is not to give up a touchdown. That's what we want to do. And if the offense turns the ball over in the red area, we want to either get a turnover or just give them 3 points rather than 6 points. And this is one of the standards we have here, just not to give up big points and free points like that.
You ever think about
in games that you haven't allowed a touchdown? I mean, you say a lot of players have been saying that they didn't realize it until one of us or somebody else tells them y'all haven't given up a touchdown over a month. But are you cognizant in games that you've kept them out of the end zone, you've only held them to field goals? Is that something that you realize game to game?
When you're on the field, you really don't realize it as much because you're just worried about the game plan and what can we do to make our defense better the next series we're on the field. You really don't realize it until after the game for the most part because we don't really look at the scoreboard on defense. As we play, it's always 0-0, and we don't want to lower our standard. Like if we're up by 20 or something like that, so a team can come back like they did in the past.
Do you have the goal to this to be the best defense in Alabama history?
Our goal is to be the best defense we can be, and if we become the best defense in Alabama history, it happens.
Are you familiar? Do you have a pick of what team in the past might have been one of the better defenses?
Alabama has so many great defenses. It'd be hard to decide for me.
What does it mean to be even considered, along the 09 or the 11 defenses, even some of the previous ones that, 20, 30 years ago? Is that, what does it mean to be kind of considered that ilk?
It's amazing to be considered with those great defenses because, you're going down in history as one of the best defensive fronts and the defenses overall. And it's just a great thing to be remembered like that.
Two more. What would it mean to win 3 straight SEC championships for you?
It'll mean a lot because it's the SEC championship. That's one reason most of us came here to play SEC football, and just to win 3 of those back to back is an achievement most people won't even feel.
Do you have a personal amount of sacks you want to get each game?
I don't actually try to get a number of sacks each game because sacks is one of the things you have to be at the right place in the right time for the most part. I always try to get a tip ball or a batted ball or try to affect the quarterback at least 5 times in the game. If I could affect the quarterback at least 5 times in the game, I feel like it'll open up opportunities for the DBs to get an interception or underthrow a ball and just help out everybody on the defense.
Do you guys watch the college football show anymore? Or?
No, we really don't.
Sure, yeah.